Well, I'd asked Kevin, but I can ask you as well. There was a lot of controversy about the violence of the show last season. So how is that affecting how you're approaching it this season?
It hasn't affected us at all. I think we probably answered this question 100 times last year. We're telling a story. We're whatever works for our story, we do. I think there's that sense of responsibility in terms of as a real person. When I'm not at work, when I go home, I have kids. I worry about violence, and I think if people watch the show responsibly as entertainment, that's what they should be doing. But it hasn't changed how we're telling the story. Hopefully, he said the same thing.
He did.
I totally disagree. No, don't let me
So what can you tell us about the new characters that are coming in?
New characters?
Okay, so I'm a new character. My character's name is Lily Gray, and she's an art dealer. She's a downtown girl. She's a very sort of complex character, someone who has a very sort of interesting background and has a really just very rich personality, I think. And it's someone that I'm having an enormous amount of fun to play with.
Do we know kind of what side she's going to be? Like, is she coming in as a good character, or is she possibly a follower? Like, do we know?
Okay, the only thing we know so far is that she's a potential love interest.
Oh, okay.
And I think that what else would you like to?
She's basically a victim of an event that happens in the first episode that kind of launches season 2. It's sort of our inciting incident, and I think you'd have to look at episodes 1 and 2 as a pilot because we have to build. We have to set it up differently than we did last year. It's no longer a hunt for Joe Carroll, and we meet Lily Gray. She survives an attack in New York that's going back to violence. It's fairly horrific, and when you watch it, I grew up in New York, and you watch it and you go, that could actually happen, and that's what's terrifying. But she survives that, and that's how we meet her, and she connects with Ryan in a really interesting way, and I think that sort of launches her character. Everything serves a purpose, and I think introducing a new female lead is to service how Ryan is dealing with Claire.
We got a lot of flashbacks in season 1, but are we going to get flashbacks this season? Maybe looking at more of Joe's past.
We had we started with the intention of doing flashbacks that would show what happened in the year that we've jumped ahead, and we've only done that a little bit because we found that we don't really need to explain too much. We thought we were going to have to, so our flashbacks are pretty much what happened in that year. We haven't gone back to pre-season 1 in any flashbacks yet. But it's still a part of the show.
How has Joe, how will he be different this season, as a character? What new, shades are we going to see in him?
I think, it's so funny because, even coming in here this morning, I was like, do people actually think he's still alive? I know he does the panel. It's a different Joe Carroll, but where we go in season 2, I think will kind of excite the Joe Carroll fans, because you just see what happens to a man when his plan fails and then how he picks himself up again. Because last year it didn't go so well for him. Things didn't work out the way he wanted it to. And I think that's a big part of his journey in season 2.
Do you think bringing Joe back so quickly will kind of affect how the fans are going to look at deaths in the future? Was that something that was given any thought?
Yeah, we talked about it, and we even talked about not bringing it back. Like I said, there has been a 3-season plan, and he was part of the plan. But when you got to that point last year, it was like, wow, I wonder if we could continue, because we could have continued technically. Our story would have worked with a little shaping without him. But when we introduce him, I think will be. And how involved he is in the first few episodes, I think we'll answer that question when you see it.
So were you a follower of the show before you were cast? And if not, what were your impressions when you got caught up with it?
Well, so I absolutely do not actually watch TV. I literally just don't have time. So I had not seen it, and then I got to see some of the episodes before, and it was funny because I couldn't figure out. I'm not a very technical person, so I couldn't figure out how to download all of the episodes and stuff. But they finally helped me out and got me like the whole show. And then I did one of the. I love to. Do you guys love to do the? When you just watch like 12 episodes in a row. Yeah, I literally just did a binge viewing thing. And then I just had like the most awful night, because I just could, like, it was like the worst dreams of my life, I think. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, okay. And then I actually have been taking care when I've been shooting to just not read the stuff that's too scary, because I can't function then. But it's, because it's scary, yeah, so.
How is it joining a cast that has, already been working together, and then not only that, but to have it have so much success?
Well, I kind of had this experience when I took over from Mariska Hargitay on SVU for 6 episodes while she had her first kid. So I had that experience of entering into a TV show that was really well set. And what's really amazing about that is that you really see that they have done all this work, that you have not had to be part of all of this stuff that they've set up, and so they've already got like a whole lot of stuff you can relax into, and it takes away a lot of nerves for me that you usually have like a lot of energy and nervous energy when you start a movie, because everything is an unknown. But here there's like a lot of things you can relax into, and you can think about where can I add my stuff, where can I put this energy in or that energy in, and you kind of see how that then meshes with what they've got going on.
Good last question. Sorry.
Do you approach getting into your character differently for an episodic show like Law & Order versus a serialized show like The Following?
Yeah, I guess because, no, I had more of a backstory. Like in SVU, they put a lot of the backstory into your character from the beginning. And because it was a closed sort of like thing, they knew they had me for 6 episodes only. I kind of knew the whole arc, whereas here I don't. So I have like a really open mind about wherever it's going. I'm not sort of pre-conditioned in one direction or another. I just really have fun with whatever's thrown at me. And that's really taking me back to acting school. Acting school to a certain degree, right?
We don't tell the actors. We know what's happening, but we don't give them access to all that information, because we like to be able to change potentially. But even with Connie, she came in and like she should had a lot of questions, but we only gave her little kibbles of information.
But I have a great imagination, so I'm just putting it in there. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you, guys.